guys, it's your girl Susan Pwajok, aka Susie Savagi, and I'm back on Surviving Lagos. And today's episode is going to be yummy because I have my faves, Malia and Osi. Introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Malia.
Hi guys, my name is Yorinini, but you can call me Osi.
And today, the topic is P squared. P squared. Yeah, that's the topic. So, predator, pedophile. P square. Get it? I'm so cool, guys. I know I'm so cool. So yeah, guys, I brought Malia and Osi to talk about P square because, like, first of all, I see Malia as very like big sister vibes, and I see Osi as someone that has been through like a lot, and like he's just very like cool, calm, and collected. Like he doesn't like to yarn too much. So yeah, these are like perfect people to actually bring on it. So Malia, first question, because I was talking about this with my producer, and like I genuinely just wanted to see like your view. So a 17-year-old dating a 22-year-old, do you think like that's grooming?
It depends
on
the level of understanding the 22-year-old has gotten to. I feel like 17 is right next to 18. So it's always such a tricky situation. Like, oh my God, do you get? A 22-year-old, like a 15-year-old, now that's scary. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you guys could be dating, but you guys are not having like sex, right? So it's not necessarily like harmful or scary because it depends on the situation. So it's only grooming based on the situation.
What is your definition of grooming then?
I feel like grooming is when you're consciously manipulating someone to be your aesthetic, like to suit into what you want them to be for yourself because they're so young or they're so vulnerable or naive, right? And it's not even easy to groom every 17-year-old. So the situation can be different. Yeah.
How about you? What do you think? 17, 22?
No, I don't think that's grooming because I feel every 22-year-old guy is still very unserious with life. I mean, they haven't figured a
Are you
lot of...
22?
No, I'm 23, so
Okay.
yeah, I'm not serious as I think I should be. Anyways, I don't think a 22-year-old dating a 17-year-old is grooming. I just feel like he's still too young to really understand what he's doing. And he's just dating a younger girl. That's just what it is to me. Unless maybe the person is way older, like 30, then yeah, that can be grooming.
So you guys, this question was actually about me because I just wanted to find out if I was being groomed. Because I was telling my producer that at the age of 17, the person I was dating was 22, and she's like, you were being groomed. And I was like, I don't think I'm being groomed, but okay, because at the point in time, the 22-year-old was not really 22. Like for me, he was like another boy in school. But yeah, like I'm happy to think that I wasn't being groomed. But okay, so predator and pedophiles, like people really like tend to like not to know the difference. For me, I feel like a predator is someone that like literally like goes after like younger people, and I feel like a pedophile is someone that actually like has sex or like sexual things with like people that are underage, so minors, like children in quotes. But like I would like to hear like you guys' definition before like I go further, because like, you know, I have to know your definition, so like when I'm asking questions I'm not like, but then do you get? So what's your definition of like a pedophile and a predator?
You know, it sounds very tricky. Like it sounds like a lot of men in Lagos are predators, but not all of them are pedophiles.
Facts.
Okay.
So that kind of situation, like a predator is someone who feels like, to me, I feel like you have this, I don't know, maybe satisfaction from playing someone. You know, people get satisfaction from playing someone, and it's like, it's almost as if they use it to distract themselves from their own problems. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I feel like predators, in some sense, are still children, because when you grow up, you know that there is more to life than preying on people who are vulnerable, people who don't understand life, people who are trying to figure themselves out. But for pedophiles, I feel like they genuinely need to go to like a psychiatric home, get treated, because that's a child.
Yeah.
There's something disturbing about it. And I feel like it affects them so much that they could actually harm their own children because it's a problem. Do you understand what I'm saying? Predators, I mean, like I feel like it's learned behavior.
You can go out of it.
Guys are kind of taught to prey on women. Kind of. I mean, like, come on, the culture. You don't knock them. Like, those cultures, they teach you to see women as prey, not people. That's
even apart from that culture, like, Osi was literally saying that, like, even, like, our Nigerian culture, where, like, a child, like a woman growing up, then you have like an older man that is already going to marry her, like from the family, and like the family is already talking about, oh, that's your husband. Like culture already teaches you that you're meant to
but that one is
like,
grooming. Culture
you
teaches you for grooming, not being a predator.
But
or a
at the
pedophile.
end of the day, grooming, the person that grooms you is actually a predator. Yeah.
I feel like culture teaches women. Not all women.
I mean, but like,
learn
is it
from
not?
yeah.
If the culture sees it as right, is the person still a predator?
Yes.
Yes, just
Because
because culture
culture
is
is
right,
culture.
saying that it's right does not mean it's right. Too. Like we all
It's people that
like
sat down
it's people
to
that
create
sat down.
culture.
Yeah.
They can be
Okay.
wrong. So what's your own like definition of predator and pedophile?
I mean, you guys already said everything, so it's the same thing. A predator goes after a younger girl, like he sees them as his prey. Pedophile will go after a child, like the thing you were saying where someone slept with a 3-month-old baby, which is very disgusting. So things like that, those are definitely pedophiles.
Okay, so do you feel like, because I feel like for like younger girls, like one of the reasons why like you hear people like grooming younger girls or like pedophiles going after younger girls, actually predators going after younger girls, are because they feel like boys their age cannot handle them, boys their age cannot like afford them, boys their age are not exactly for them, because like they want like the finer things of life. Like they want to be able to be like, yeah, my boyfriend has a house, he has a car, like we're good, like we go for dates every day. So like, do you feel like girls like put themselves in situations where like they can actually be groomed and like pedophiles and predators can actually come for them?
Yes.
How? Why?
I mean, sadly, if you're going to aim for someone who is higher than you, they have an advantage over you because they have more experience, they have more understanding. So it's not a game of luck who will be good to you and who will show you shaggy. It's not a game of luck. Some people go after people that are older than them and they change their life forever. And then some people go after people that are older than them, they really change their life forever. So it's like, it's kind of luck. And it's also about you as a 17-year-old. Like, low-key, you know in a way when someone is harmful to you. It's just that
But
sometimes
how do you know?
You kind of
Because
know.
you're 17.
Because no,
you have no experience. You're literally in
I don't
secondary
really
school.
see age as an excuse not to tell yourself the truth. Like, when there's so much information now, it's not like before. Do you get? I feel like information is more accessible now. So it's like when you intentionally tell yourself that maybe it's just how he's feeling today. Maybe he didn't really mean it. Maybe that's how he does it into. Maybe that's what's trending. Like when you have to put too many maybes, making excuses for someone, that's already a sign that something is wrong. That's already a sign.
Can you repeat the question?
Do you feel like women put themselves in a situation where they're like groomed, pedophile, predators? Like,
Definitely, because every girl right now wants to be a city girl. You people want to chop life, you want to enjoy, you want to be in the biggest bands. And because of that, they chase after, I mean, they allow men, or rather predators, they give them the
Allowance, yeah.
Okay, yes, I'm ready. You like young, sexy, I'm young and sexy, come for me, that kind of thing.
but then what
But
if
give me
it's a thing where it's like you cannot date your age mates? Because as far as I'm concerned, like I saw it like when I was in secondary school. I'm so thankful for the mother I have, because like I saw like the first episode, you guys were like, oh, she started dating at a young age. I'm so sorry, but I feel like dating and age like are very like, there's a bloodline in between it. I feel like you like the whole thing was like, oh, you shouldn't date until you're 18. But what if I'm 18 and I still don't have sense? Like I feel like you should date when you have sense. And for me, I was naive and I thought I had sense when I was 17. And my mom like knew that I had like a limit because I had boundaries. But I feel like it's also a thing where when I was in SS3, I tried to date my age mates and I saw how that was for me and it didn't work for me. So I feel like it's also a thing where it's like girls find that dating their age mates doesn't work for them, because it's also a scientific fact that girls tend to grow older than guys, because it's like when I'm 22 and a 22-year-old boy stands next to me, I feel like I'm more mature than he is, because like
True.
I mean, we're thinking two different things, because society has made you believe that, or more like in your 20s, you need to start looking for a man that you're going to marry. And this guy in his 20s, he wants to go to the club and drink Azul and like pop like champagne.
For sure.
So it's like, we're not thinking same wavelength. So like, obviously, I'm not going to like force myself to date somebody that is my age mate, which is why when I dated a 17-year-old and he was telling me, oh yeah, my mom cannot allow me go out, I was like, maybe I should look for somebody that doesn't need instructions from his mother. And when I did find someone that didn't need instructions from his mother, which was the 22-year-old, he wasn't exactly 22. He was still like dating a 17-year-old. So it's like same things. Like like age is like literally a blood thing. It's like same way when people are like, oh, like if you're 18 and you're dating a 28-year-old, he's grooming you. But like our parents are like 30 and 40 and they got married. Like
they're not really happy, you know. Not everybody's parents are happy.
True. And also that was like back in the days.
So you're saying like it has changed?
Yes, things have changed, definitely. Like people are more.
Some of us have suffered the consequences of such marriages. I don't know about you.
All of us have suffered the consequences.
Hi there. But like it's also a thing where it's like, what if we're too educated? What if we know too much?
No.
Because they seem to have been okay with it. Our parents seem to have been okay with it. Because like, look at us. Like without them being okay with it,
I feel like they knew there was a problem, but they didn't know the source.
Yeah, and they couldn't even solve it.
Now you know the source, you're still going in like this on you. You know? Because I feel like it's not really age difference. It's awareness difference. It's understanding difference. And it varies. So it's like, when you're with someone and they are smarter than you, leave all this pride and ego, you will know. You will know that they are smarter than you. So it's not there for you like to have that like sense of, you know, when you like something so much, like you like this food, but you know that right now if I eat this thing, it's going to actually affect my system. And you have to learn to control yourself as a lady because nobody's coming to protect you. We'll talk about pedophiles all day now. Nobody's coming to protect you. Like you have to protect yourself. So it's like, if someone is like showing you red flags, take it. It's not pink.
But that's the thing. Like, how do you know? Because like, it's not like our parents actually sit us down to talk to us about like what you should know.
So for me,
because I'm fresh out of secondary school, I literally do not know anything. All I know is that boys used to send me love letters and they'll tell me I like you, I love you. But what exactly is I like you?
Let me give you an example.
What is love?
I went to see someone and then they were staring at me. They were like, is this what you usually wear? And I was like, what? You want to start changing my outfit now? I just came. You want to change my outfit? You want to change everything about me? When you just meet someone and they're already trying to start changing the way you look,
but that's
changing what you
experience, because you know that they are actually trying to change you.
It's because I take so much time I did sociology in school. So I take so much time in understanding patterns. So it's like, yes, I know that's an advantage. But then it's almost like, I could easily say, it doesn't matter, he has money, let me just change the way I dress. Do you get? Because it's like, there's someone that you like that also has money that will be good to you. It's just patience. Do you get? I feel like girls know these problems, but it's like, hey, I need money, let me just change the way I dress. Let me change the way I dress.
But then now, don't you think that's a parent's thing?
No, it's a poverty thing too.
Exactly, because
you think say you go get money, you go follow person. You know, do you know that most of these older people don't even know what you're interested in?
I genuinely think it's a parent thing, because if my mom literally sits me down and talks to me about like older men, how they are, like, because generally speaking, let's not bullshit ourselves. We literally do not have any encounter with older men until we're outside secondary school or like still inside secondary school, because you have a routine when you're in secondary school. Morning, you're in school. Afternoon, you're back home. So you're reading for school. Like, I literally did not have encounters with older men up until social media. I literally didn't have to have older men in my space. But you see girls that literally have older men in their space, and then they're groomed and manipulated. So mind you, manipulation doesn't come with like consent. They're going to manipulate you without your consent.
That's why you have to educate yourself.
Because like, a man will literally tell you, yeah, but this is how I show love. And you're thinking, yeah, he loves me. So like, how do you know? Because like, because you know this now. You know that the man telling you, is this how you normally dress is weird.
How you know that someone is, trying to groom you? It's by educating yourself. This podcast is an example. You educate yourself. Go and look for information. Why you being dumb? You choose to not educate yourself. It's a choice.
But
because
now 17, you also feel like you know everything.
No, stop feeling like you know everything. Like, it's just a feeling. Stop it. Go and educate yourself. Go and ask questions. Ask questions. Before you even get in the dating scene, ask questions.
But then it's weird. Who do you ask these questions to?
Because
your age mates don't know anything.
Like, I feel like Google is right.
But wait, that's the thing. How do I get over a heartbreak? It will tell you to listen to music.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I feel like Google is like a tool, right? It's not how you use that tool. Do you get? In a way, I don't even know. Some people are really like in situations where it's not even their fault. So at this point, even if you educated yourself, experience, life will still happen. But as long as you put the effort to constantly expose your mind to understanding the society that you live in, your environment, you have an advantage. So that's the only thing that I can say, okay, this helps. Do you understand? It doesn't necessarily change everything, but it definitely helps. Putting constant effort to educate yourself. Yes.
Okay, so you had said like you went to go and see someone and like they were looking at you and like why
Change
you
your
like
outfits.
So like
yeah.
how do you differentiate between somebody that is like actually trying to impute in your life and like make your life better and someone that's actually trying to like be like shape you to fit their, you know,
their own aesthetic?
Exactly.
Because I knew I was not tying wrapper with like my teeth dirty and like my hair scattered. So it was not a help me thing. It was more of a I don't like your taste thing. Do you get like, I mean, if I came in untidy and you said something like, I tidy up good. So if I came in untidy and you said that, I will know that, okay,
maybe I was.
maybe
I think
do
it's
you
also a
get
thing of being self-aware. Like you were self-aware enough to know that you don't
bad
need to.
bitch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
maybe that's also a factor. But then, I mean, self-awareness comes in the process of educating yourself as well. So it's just like, how is this outfit now? Because I'm not naked though, mind you. I'm wearing trousers, I'm wearing a crop top. I'm dressed low-key like this as well, but I had a hat on. So I'm like, how is this outfit affecting our flow? It's kind of like, it's not the outfit that is the problem. He needs to first of all get control with that outfit first, then you can get to the next level. When people want to control you, they don't start off strong. They start off with little things. Do you always eat that amount of food? You shouldn't eat that amount of food. Yeah. And you look at yourself and you're not overweight. There's a problem.
Yeah.
If you're overweight, then it might not be a problem. It might be trying to help. It's always like perspective and you trying to like tell yourself the truth. Tell yourself the truth. You know you look tidy right now. This might be a problem. Like, and I asked him, I was like, is there a problem with this outfit? How would you prefer I dress? And then he was like, I would prefer you dress a certain way, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, but then outfits have something to do with your mood. Why can't you feel excited to see how my mood is affecting my outfit every day? Because when you really genuinely like someone, you want to see them express themselves.
Yeah.
So that's already a problem. You don't want me to express myself. You want me to be open, naive, easy for you to mold. So you don't like me. This is more of a, this is the age I'm looking for. This is the kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I get where it's going and I'm like, nah.
Okay, so OC.
Red flag.
I've spoken to like most of my male friends would tell me because like you know this thing where it's like in our society like people believe that like virginity is like a woman's pride and it's their honor and it's their, you know, like it's something to be proud of if you're still a virgin and like your husband married you a virgin tear rubber is like you get. And I've spoken to like most of my male friends and they yarn me like how they lost their virginities to their auntie. I literally have this friend that said that his auntie was like, this your penis that is always rising. And then the next morning he was like, she was on top of him. And I was like, oh, you don't mean it's like, yeah. Like, okay, like, is this what we're doing now? And I feel like people talk up a lot about how like girls are sexually assaulted, but they never actually talk about like how boys are like getting most of it and they have to like chase it because they're boys and they're men and so yeah.
Most guys naturally are molested, but they won't talk about it because the African society we live in doesn't always focuses on the women. Like they want the women to be the virgins, they want the women to be the ones that are good. They totally forget about the boys. That's why you end up meeting or seeing guys that are predators. And most times they don't even know what they're doing. They just feel that's life. Like, okay, this girl is young. My dad married my mom when 10 years different. I should go after this girl. So most times it's actually because of, you know, the past, our past culture and everything. And we just have to learn from it and improve on that and be better right now. So, yeah.
So I feel like it's also a thing where it's like, I've met men that have told me that like women are closer to children in terms of like emotions. So like women don't know how to like tone down their emotions because you know a child can't exactly tone down their emotions. And I feel like it's a thing where it's like for men, like you guys have been taught to be like strong and put up like the persona that you guys are like unbreakable, I'm the man of the family. But it's like it's a thing where it's like it's trauma. Like, because, like, that is trauma. Like, the fact that you can't exactly say that, oh, my mommy, like, when I was 10, like, Auntie Biola was, like, holding me and she was, you know. Like, I feel like that is a lot of trauma. And, like, I genuinely want you to, like, so, because now, a 14-year-old or, like, a 12-year-old, like, boy can be watching this. And I literally just want you to tell, like, that person, like, what you would have wanted to be told to you at that age.
You need to be able to communicate. You need to talk. Even if you can't talk to your parents, you need to be able to talk to someone. Even if it's your friends, your brothers, it just has to be somebody because, I mean, who else are you going to talk to? What are you going to do?
But the thing is like, how do I even talk about it when I haven't been taught about it?
Nobody is really going to teach you about it. You just have to. Nobody's really going to come with the like board and tell you do this, do that. Like they might, but what if that doesn't happen? You have to talk to your friends. That's why like having a good circle of friends is very important.
But at 14, I'm talking to my friends. My friends are 14 as well.
Yeah, but then they'll give you opinions that you didn't have yourself. You know, they say a problem shared is a problem half solved. So even if you don't know the exact answer of what to do in that situation, let's assume your neighbor was touching you, something like that, and you tell your friend about it, and your friend is like, bro, you should tell your mom. You might not have had that idea initially, or you might have thought about it, but you didn't really reason it. You didn't want to do that. But coming from a friend, you might feel easier doing it since somebody that is close to you has now brought it up and is pushing you towards doing that. They might keep asking you that, bro, have you told your mom yet? Like, and these kind of little things help. But guys normally don't actually even talk about their feelings. Like you meet a group of guys, they are friends. Oh, you know how guys can just meet you today. I'm like, how far, bro? And that's it. They are guys.
Yeah.
They are OGs. But in reality, they don't know anything about each other. They don't really know how each other feels about certain things, what they are going through. So yeah, you just need to communicate with people you trust.
I feel like society has made it a thing where, because now I'm moving to sex assaults. I feel like society has made it a thing where it's like, if you talk about your assault, then you're weak, and like predators and preys like can now like prey on you. And I find that very sad. I find it very like heartbreaking, because it's a thing where it's like, now people can't even like educate people, like younger people, about like their stories, because they're scared of like being like titled as the person that has been assaulted, because being assaulted is now a shame. And I feel like it's actually crazy, because like it's like it could be you, it could be your sister, it could be your auntie, it could be like, it could be anybody. And funny thing is that like when I say this, like I mean it with like my chest. I'm genuinely grateful for like my mother, because like without her, I would have probably been a mess. Because when I was growing up, like my mom was hardly ever in the picture, because like she was a working class lady. Like she was always like on trips, and like I could like count the number of times like I spent with her, because like she was trying to make a living. But the thing was like I grew up with like her PA's family, and I grew up with them, and then I saw this person as my dad. So like his daughter was my best friend, because like we were same age group. And I saw this person as my dad. And like, cause he used to pick me up from school, this man was a pastor. He was like military, like he was in high esteem. So like everything he did to me was just like glorified. Like this man was good. Like this is the definition of a good man, a good husband, and a good father, as far as I'm concerned. But like, one of the days where like he came to come and pick me up from school, and like we got home, and then like I was in the room and he was in the sitting room watching like CNN, and like he had a towel wrapped around him, and then he calls me and he's like, choo choo, because that's what they call me at home. And then I went there, and like he goes, come and sit on my lap. And that's the thing, because like Africans, like we call everybody uncle and auntie, and that's not right, because like not everybody's your uncle. Like, why am I sitting on his lap? But like obviously this man is glorified in my eyes. I sat on his lap, and the next thing he's touching me, but I didn't know what I was feeling, because as far as I'm concerned, this is my dad. Like this is somebody I hold as a father. Like this is my father, because my father is very much absent. He was touching me, but I didn't know what I was feeling. But I genuinely felt very uncomfortable. And he's like, oh, you know I love you. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, this man really loves me, because like, I mean, like, this is my father. Like, he would love me. And it's a thing where it's like, it took me a while to realize that I was sexually assaulted. And when I had the conversation, because I know after that like experience, I used to run away from like times where like his daughter was my best friend, but I would run away from her. I was running away from everything that had to do with that family. And my mom sat me down and she was like, is everything all right? Because like generally this is a house I used to cry to go to. And now I don't want to go. Like I used to cry, mommy, please take me. But now I don't. And she sat me down. She's like, are you sure everything is fine? And like, I'm grateful for that, because like, I didn't know what I was like. I didn't know that. And you hear so many girls like, oh yeah, uncle was just touching me. Like he was touching my private. But like, he told me that he loves me. Like, I didn't really think it was a big, but it was a big deal, because now I'm like, if I'm next to an older man, my head is like, before this one will touch me, let me shift small, like now I can't wear certain things because like it's like everybody's sexualizing me. It's this your breast is growing, you're already ripe. Like, I'm not ripe. I'm still 19. I am not ripe. I'm not something you can mold. Like, I feel like it should be okay to be like talk about like past trauma because you're helping everybody. Like, you're helping because now like my mom can be watching this and be like, oh, I didn't know this is how she was feeling. Like, you're helping everybody. Like, it's almost like therapy, but like not paid. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Free therapy.
Yeah, but it's obviously not paid. And it's like, it's a thing where it's like, I'm so grateful because like, what if he actually raped me? Because it could have been a thing of rape. What if he actually went through with it? Like, what if he went all out? But he didn't. So like, I'm grateful because you hear girls and they're like, oh yeah, he started touching me. Then the next day he decided to put everything inside me.
Ew.
And it's like, in as much as, yeah, it sounds like absorb, but that's actually what is actually happening. And then these girls grow up and feel like they have to be with older men because like that is how they have been shaped. Like, because then the older man, when he's touching you, he'll be like, yeah, this is how a man is supposed to touch you. And like, you grow up and you're like, yeah, like, you're not a man.
You're not touching me like Uncle did.
You get, like, literally, and like, you hear girls and like, they're like, oh yeah, I like when like a man is like, I'm not talking about BDSM. Like, you hear girls and like, they're like, oh yeah, it turns me on when like, when I don't want to have sex and a man forces me to have sex. That's rape. That is not consensual sex. That is rape.
But you know that also comes from a place where women are groomed to constantly see or try their best to be virtuous. So now it's hard to come to terms with the fact that you're human and you feel things and you want sex. But then if you consciously participate, you're not really virtuous. But then if you're taken, it's not your fault. So in a way, it's also a psychological thing. It's like, you need to get over this thing where we try to teach women that they need to be virtuous is making them have this subconscious craving to be raped because they want to have sex too. So now it's like, if I have sex normally, it's going to be my fault. But if you rape me, though, it's not going to be my fault. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a problem. So it's like, it's a problem for the men because I feel like, how long will you keep forcing somebody to do something with you? So I feel like some men are even in relationships with girls and it still feels like something is off about it because they consciously have to try to push them out of their comfort zone. And after a while, any normal man, you know, not all of them, because some of them are actually into it because of their own problems as well. But like after some time, you start to feel some type of way about having to force someone to do something every now and then. And if this be virtuous culture should be toned down a bit, it will make women more comfortable about their sexuality and more willing to explore
So are you saying like parents are to blame for always?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because tell me why you're having a conversation with your child and telling them they need to be virgins, but you're not having that same conversation with your male child.
Yeah.
Because, let me tell you why. So because if a woman comes back home pregnant, her mother cannot go to church. Her mother cannot go for parties. Like, it's actually evidence that
It
you're
looks
pregnant.
embarrassing to the family.
Yeah.
But then if a boy is raped and he the highest you get to get pregnant, and then the mother will say, I'm not accepting this pregnancy. Tell your daughter to go and remove it.
The
But then
education
it's
should
not
now
evidence in his body that he was raped or anything.
The
happened.
education should now be focused on how pregnancy can affect your life, not being a virgin. Because those are two different topics. You're telling me to be a virgin, that will give me a chance in the market with my fellow, like with human beings, and they'll see me as a better person because I've never had sex and I'm 25. That's embarrassing. Like, you're at this age, if you should understand what sex is, you're an adult. It should not be like, oh my God, me, I've never done all those type of things. It's not a flex. It's not a flex. It's not. It's not. You were taught to see it as a flex, but it's not.
Actually.
Do you understand? So it's like, I feel you should educate your daughter on how, if you get pregnant now, this is how it will affect your life. This is what's going to happen. Not keep yourself,
so
keep
like
yourself, keep
protected
yourself.
sex, but not
explain,
Proper education.
Not just
And not just on
sex.
the daughter, on the son too. Like, you guys keep leaving the guys out
Which
of
boy
this.
wants to be having a child at 14?
facts.
At 15? It's not cool for anybody.
But you see also, like when he says not also the daughter, the son, But you see that the people that actually have sex with like 14-year-olds are older, so they do know these things.
Yeah, but it's the same way for the guys.
Easy
There are
prayer.
girls that have sex with guys younger than us. It's the same thing. Look, everybody's going through the same thing. But the difference is girls, we know about what girls go through. We don't know about what guys go through. That's just the difference.
But then that's also like it boils down to like parents.
Yeah, I'll keep blaming parents.
But I also
I'll
can't
forever keep blaming parents.
also blame
And
Because
parents.
parents
there are
blame
people
their
chill.
parents.
Do you know what's funny?
they are
Do you know what's funny? I can't also blame parents because there are parents that actually like go the extra mile. Like, yeah, sex is like, because like, not to make this about my mom, but like you hear like parents and they're like, oh yeah, like I'm not going to lie to you. Sex is good. Sex is great. Sex is everything you think it is. But like, do this and do that. Wear a condom. Use protected, like do protected sex. But you see some people that still go and do unprotected sex and come back home with an STD. Like, okay, so now you want to blame the parents?
No, that one is a thing of choice now. That's their choice.
How is it their choice that you are coming back home with an STD?
I mean,
don't have sense.
so with all the teaching they gave them and they didn't do it.
But then it can be a thing of trauma because like your parents might have taught you, oh yeah, protected sex. Her parents might have taught her that. She might have come, traumatized you, and then you're like, yeah, maybe, I mean, unprotected sex. I mean, we love each other. Let's have unprotected sex. Not knowing that she's having unprotected sex with other people. And now you have an STD. So do you think that it's your parents' fault or your fault? Or it's by choice? It's not exactly by choice because you have people going around traumatizing people and passing around things that they're not meant to be passing around.
I feel people need to do better. Like, you have something that if you pass it on to another person, it's going to be a problem for the other person. Then please, I beg.
But you have people
Wear a
that
glove.
are extremely wicked and psychopaths.
Then
that like,
it's up to you.
Somebody gave it to me,
It's
so
up
let
to
me give
you
it to
as the
another
other
person.
person to be careful with the kind of person you want to sleep with. You have to know the kind of person
But
you want to sleep
STD is
with.
not really something that you put on your forehead. Do you know that? Wait, do you know that HIV has come to like a thing where it's like you can't really tell when somebody has HIV because now there's self medications like people actually take care of themselves when they have HIV, so you can't exactly see it. So it's now a thing where it's like you genuinely don't even know, and then you have people that have HIV and they're like, yeah, somebody gave it to me, so let me give it to another person.
I don't know the solution to that. I'll be honest.
I don't know. For me, I feel like I have this thing where I'm like, why are we running away from asking each other for our test results? What's so awkward about
what's
it?
the big deal?
Because like, once I know your test results, and not like you just go and bring anybody. We go
Together.
Yes, we go together to a hospital we both know, or like we both know the organization and they can, because sometimes these people do home service,
Yeah.
so they can come and take our blood samples and stuff. Because don't you want to feel safe?
But you know that there's
comfortable?
self-medicate, like there are self-testing kits available in Nigeria.
That's kind of scary.
No, but genuinely, like I'm just saying, like just in case you hear girls are like, oh, I don't want to go to the hospital. What if somebody sees me and tells my parents? You can get a kit.
But people don't know that they are self.
If somebody sees you
Now
and
I'm
can
telling
tell
you,
your
they're
parents,
kids.
maybe you shouldn't be having sex. Oh,
Actually, that's another angle because I mean, if you're so scared of it, then maybe you are not exactly of
Ready.
age.
and I mean, if you're above 18 and your parents are still trying to police your privates, you do know there is a problem.
How? Because their parents can say they're protecting them.
No, not necessarily. I feel like your parents are protecting themselves from disgrace, from shame, from not feeling like they did the best job. But then you should be able to tell the difference at some point from when they're trying to help you and when they're being selfish. Because it's like, I told you earlier, when you're an adult and you don't understand what sex is, it's not a flex. It's not a flex. There's sex education in school. It's no longer a flex. It's now a thing of you've been manipulated into thinking it's a flex.
But as Nigerians, because I can count how many schools have sex education in Nigeria. Like genuinely, even like I went to a mixed school and it was a problem for a guy and a girl to sit this close. Because like, and I don't get it. Because why is it a mixed school?
The average Nigerian school system is already flawed. Most of us went to school but we're not educated. That's why I said you should also be like, I feel like there's a lot of people that are like, why I go just they do research? Which kind of work with that one? I bet me, which kind of talk? See, educating yourself is for you too. So if you put the conscious effort to always educate yourself, ask questions, Be curious. You're naturally curious. Ask questions.
You said something about like asking it, like each other for test results. But now I have a thing where it's like, okay, so like I'm 18, I just clocked 18, and like my 23-year-old boyfriend, and I've been talking about having sex for a while. And like we're now in the room, and things are going down. Do you think I would ask him for his test results?
At that point.
Then?
Do it.
No, I think
get
at that
over
point,
that discomfort and do it.
No, chill. At that point, in the heat of the moment,
I'm thinking, let's
I think you should do the best to
go.
protect yourself at that point.
So what would you do then?
Tell the guy to wear a glove. Like,
that's the thing.
you're not having sex without, if he's not wearing this condom.
Well,
That's
you know
it.
that some men will gaslight and manipulate you into believing that, oh yeah, but it doesn't feel like the real thing. Like, I want you raw.
If he's going to say all this just to have sex, my guy, he doesn't love you.
If you're wearing
Then you shouldn't be with this kind of
I
person
will
at all.
pull out. Nigga, like half of the time, but like that method doesn't work.
I feel like
Half of
there's
the
a
time.
difference between just having sex with someone and someone becoming your sex partner. Right. So someone in there just
Like
having sex
fuck buddy?
with like what I mean by just having sex with someone is like, oh, you just had sex with this person. Okay, then the glove might make sense. The thing you just described now is that girl is about to make that boy a sex partner because she's not
No, that's
planning
a
to
relationship, so like
yes,
they're
exactly. So
constantly
he's
having
gonna be
sex.
her sexual partner as well. It means that they're gonna be having sex frequently. Just get the test result.
But that's
Because
the thing. It's like
Sooner
it's
or
also a thing
later,
where
the
it's like,
glove is not
It's not
safe
going to
enough.
cut it.
so what do you do when like you ask for a test result and the man is like, oh, so you don't trust me enough? You don't trust me
The
enough.
fact that you are not even happy I'm asking
Is a red flag.
is a red flag. That's a red flag. Because you should be wanting someone who also wants your safety. You should be happy that thank God at least this one wants to do this. That's already a sign this person is they take care of themselves. They want to know like how to take care of themselves. That's a good sign. Someone asks you for a test result and you're like uncomfortable. You probably have something. Why are you uncomfortable? Why are you uncomfortable?
Facts. So Malia had mentioned that like she feels like virginity is not a flex anymore in this day and age. So like, do you feel like virginity is not a flex?
You get as a B. Because it depends on how you're looking at it. Like, virginity can be seen as a flex because it tells that girl has like, she's strong enough to keep herself. That's how I see it. And there's some guys that's what they want. They want to marry virgins. Like, it's not wrong for a guy to say, I want to marry a virgin. I want to be with a girl that has not been with anybody. It's not wrong to say that. So
Or have you been with anybody?
have I been
Like the
with-
guy that is now saying, I want to marry a girl that has... Why isn't he a virgin as well?
I mean, if the girl wants to pick a virgin too, that's her own choice. But if the guy, okay, what if the guy says he wants a virgin? That's his own choice now.
know that most guys aren't gonna fit that category.
Why?
So no girl is searching for something that is rarely existent.
Do you know what I feel?
I don't think so. I think there are guys that are
I
virgins.
don't think I've
and
ever
you
met a
can
girl
find
that is
them.
like, I want to marry a virgin.
I have.
It rarely exists. She was probably playing with you because no. Let's have an honest conversation. Which Nigerian girl do you know walking around like, the most important thing for me right now is if the man is a virgin. Come on, be fucking for real.
I feel like what I find
It's always a one-sided thing. The woman is a virgin.
What I find funny is the fact that a man would literally say, oh yeah, I want to marry a virgin, and then marry a virgin, and then he cheats on the virgin with someone that is more experienced.
Yeah.
Because then you hear me and say, you're like, that baby knows me knack. You took her virgin.
I mean, it's meant to teach her now.
It's meant to-
Exactly, but you see, men are lazy. Like they just want to.
Please don't be saying men. Can you say no?
To be honest with you, I feel
Not all
virginity.
men.
Oh, you feel attacked.
Let me tell you how I feel. I feel
Oh, wait,
virginity.
wait. Can you date a virgin?
Definitely. Why not?
Would you
Without
cheat on her?
pressuring her to have sex.
Without what?
Pressuring her to have sex.
I won't pressure her.
Okay, so
that's
if she doesn't have sex, like you're good with dating her for 3 years, 4 years, up until marriage,
Yes.
you are.
Yes. And I've done it. That's how I can say this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flex. So to me, I feel virginity is only a flex when you are able to maintain it while you're actually young. By the time you're an adult, it's not necessarily a flex. It's just something you have going on with you. That's your own business. What are you? Because tell me why somebody is 25 and they're telling me one of my biggest flexes is that I've never had sex. I don't care if you've never. Are you 14? What's my business with you?
Actually.
So there's an age you get to where it's no longer a flex.
Yeah.
Now it's not your personal issue.
It's a flex, Jerry. It's not
it's
easy
not.
to keep yourself to 25 with
It's not a
the
flex
countless
or not.
niggas
It's just
coming
a
for
thing.
you.
It's like you kept this shirt all your life. I don't care. If you like, I don't.
But
It's
those who
just
care,
your
care.
private.
But those who care,
Why
care.
should
you know
that be
what's funny?
a flex?
Do you know
It
what's
doesn't,
funny?
see, it doesn't have to
You've not
necessarily-
achieved anything. Your career, your schooling, but it's virginity that is a flex. Oh my god.
And if you're carrying virginity
Oh
on
my
your head,
god.
then that's your own personal
focused
problem.
on the wrong things. That's why you are so broke and you are a virgin and you don't even know where you are going in life because you are focused on the wrong things. Like, see, let me tell you, in a way, that age where you get to where you're an adult, not that 18, that 18 they shake somehow. When you are a proper adult and you're like still placing all this value of yourself on your privates, you've not kind of opened your mind to the
But
world
what about
yet,
the
because
girl that
there's more
doesn't want to
life.
have sex until she marries?
Then she's
That's
not going to
just
see it
her
as a
choice.
flex.
Okay, she
it's
doesn't
not a
have to-
flex. Just keep yourself. It's not a flex. Like, do you know what a flex is?
The reason why someone can consider that as a flex
The more it's a
is
flex-
because of the pressures that come into having sex from different people, and you withstanding those pressures. I mean, it's something to
What
applaud.
pressures? You get horny. It's part of your genetic makeup.
It's not easy now. It's not
Like,
easy.
You are consciously stopping yourself from having sex if you're 25.
Because you want to
So
have
it's no
sex with
longer
your
a
mom,
flex,
with your
it's your
husband.
personal
I
issue.
feel like what
It's
Osi.
your personal flex.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to affect
Flex
everybody
is a
else.
societal thing. If it's your personal flex, then it's not a flex.
I'm
What's
done.
personal to you
Wait,
is not a
why
flex.
does society have to tell me what's a flex?
Let me tell you what I mean. What a flex is today in our today's society that actually is good, that actually helps people become better versions of themselves, unlike virginity, is actually achieving goals that like help your family.
Okay,
help
I'm a lady.
yourself,
I'm achieving my
yourself,
goals, but I want to
empower
marry my
yourself.
husband as a virgin, and
Because-
it's my choice. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't make it look
do you know
like
it sounds like-
oh, because you're a virgin, you're not
Virgin-
like.
I swear to
Nah,
God,
don't
you know
make
how
it look like that.
it sounds
I feel like you're making it look somehow. You're making it look like being a
No,
virgin.
because that culture
is
has
not-
done more harm than good. That's why I'm trying to tell you it's not a flex.
No, but then I'm saying like
It's not
look
a-
at
it's
it
not.
this way. I'm a girl. I'm achieving my goals. I'm working towards my goals. I'm also a virgin. I want to marry my husband as a virgin. That's your choice, my girl. Like if that's what you want to do, do
Which
it.
girl wants to marry her husband?
And there are many girls like that
Will
now.
you
Come
stop
on.
that?
I know girls like that
No,
for
no,
real. There are
no,
many
no, no.
girls like that. Because
actually
some
have
people don't
friends.
care about oh, I'm pregnant. There's some people that yes, if they get pregnant today, their mother will carry that child. No problem. They don't give a
I feel
shit.
you.
I have friends that like genuinely want to get married to their husbands as virgins, but they've done everything else apart from sex.
And they're clowns. Because you're still trying to prevent that physical thing that you're thinking will make you virtuous. You're a clown.
Okay, I
see,
agree with Malia on
you're
that
a
one. You're
clown.
clowning if you're doing everything
Because
else.
most of the
nah.
virgins we're ever talking about have done everything else. At this point, you're just being a clown. Stop
Actually.
it. Once you're an adult, now you plan your life when you're ready, when you're not. Plan your life based on yourself, your goals. Because every individual is different. So when you plan your life based on yourself, your goals, and your own relationship with people, because you might not even be in a relationship where you can actually have sex, and that's why you're a virgin. Do you know that's a thing? So it's like, take your time. Nobody's rushing you.
Most virgins
But
are virgins because like they haven't
they've
found
not
the
met
person.
somebody yet.
They're not virgins.
Yes, it's true. It's
What?
a fact. I
Okay,
can swear
I don't know
by
all
it.
the virgins, but I've met some virgins that they are virgins
Bruh.
by choice. Like they want to marry their husbands a virgin. When I ask them, like,
Yes,
Why?
there's that.
Why?
But
And
then
they're like,
there's
they just
also
want
those
that.
people
Trust
that are
me,
virgins
and
because
trust
they've not
me,
met people
and
yet.
trust me that they don't feel like you are the person. Because if
no, not for me.
No, it's the fact because if I meet a man and he's like, why are you still a virgin? I'm going to be like, yeah, because I want to keep my. Because I don't want to tell you that you're not the man for me to like. Do you get? Like, I'm going to tell you that I want to keep it from.
No,
my
I
husband.
understand the thing where people want to keep their virginities till marriage because it's also a religion thing. It's also a cultural thing. But then all I'm saying is you wanting to keep your virginity till marriage is like you wanting to cover your body. That's not a flex whether you cover your body or not. Now you sabi the one
But
way
it's
you do
Exactly.
that.
I'm not saying it,
But
it
you
has
get
to be
your
a
own,
flex.
they do
I'm
what
saying like
you
it
do.
is a choice. If you
So,
want to be a
if
virgin
you
to
can
marry,
cover your body
please
from
do it.
January to December, that's a flex to
And
you.
they still rape you.
To you. That's a flex to you.
And they will
That's
still
a
rape
flex
you.
generally.
And they will still
The
rape
fact-
you.
Because the things we make a big deal in society, all of us have, this society we're always talking about, we have contributions to
Yeah.
it. So that thing that you're creating as a big deal, you're also kind of hurting people with it because at this point, being an adult and being a virgin is a choice, not a flex.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So-
Okay,
It's a choice.
okay, wait. What about people that lost their virginity to rape? You're now saying that like they shouldn't have a flex because like now if you make virginity such a flex, it's not like people that lost their virginity to rape they now feel like
Anything that has to do with your physical body self, let me not lie to you, low key. If your ass is big, if your vaginal hymen is broken or not, shouldn't really be a flex. Nobody cares. Those kind of things should not matter so much more than the person themselves. I'm tired of women being bound to what they are physically. It's becoming tiring. It makes us look more like a product. You're a person. Why isn't it a flex for men. Which man will you see bragging? I've been a virgin.
You did not see that guy. I was like, he has been a virgin for
money,
10 years.
your
20
family,
years.
your education, everything. You're a virgin. Come on, get out. Nobody cares. Nobody cares because that is not actually going to impact anybody's life. Do you know that your virginity is not helping anybody?
Actually,
Yeah,
it's not
but
like
it's a choice.
boosting on the
It's a
forehead.
It's your
choice.
choice,
You don't
exactly,
get
not
joy
a
from
flex.
it.
Yeah, I agree.
Not a flex.
So I feel like another thing is where it's like, so as an influencer, as somebody that is popular on Instagram, I feel like I've been traumatized in the sense where it's like one of the reasons why like I feel like I don't want to get married. Because when I say I don't want to get married, people think it's a phase, but I genuinely don't think it's a phase. I feel like it's a thing where it's like I've genuinely been traumatized. Yes, my belief can change, but I don't think it's a phase. So I feel like one of the reasons why I feel like I do not want to get married is because of like the predators in my DMs. Because like you see like a man that's like 60 years old posting his wife, posting his children on his Instagram page, having fun, like yeah, thinking this man is a family man, and you see him in my DMs and he's talking to me about how he loves me and he wants to leave his wife and his wife's vagina is not as tight as mine. And it's like these are things that actually like traumatize people, because it's a thing where it's like people now feel like, because you hear girls are like, yeah, he even said he wants to leave his wife for me. Baby girl, like that's not right. It's like the fact that a man is fully telling you that he wants to leave his wife for you and you believe him and you feel like it's a flex.
But then, I mean, are you going to let what a couple of men, because of what a couple of men are doing in your DMs, you're totally going to say you're not going to marry?
I mean, there's been good
Like,
men in your DMs.
There are good men.
You think so?
No,
there are good men in Lagos.
Oh, let me know that there's some.
They are good. No, they are good men. Let's be real. Like the same way they have bad bitches, they have nice girls. So the same way they have
mixed
disgusting
mixed
men,
breed.
they have
Mixed
good
breed.
guys.
But it's a thing of fear. It's a thing of fear because it's like you genuinely don't know if you're going to enter a relationship with a predator.
You just don't want to end
You don't know
up
who
like
a predator
that, like
is.
their
You
wife.
don't know who a pedophile is. Because now I can be 19 and be this thing like it.
You know, those are just terms, Sha. It's not like they're going to write it, hi, I'm predator.
Exactly.
Hi, I'm pedophile. Those are just terms.
Yeah.
People will come in different shapes and forms. But when
Animal day, human form.
But when you educate yourself, there's common knowledge. I feel like when people are in toxic relationships,
They know.
most of the time they know.
And they like
And
it.
Yeah, there's
No,
some
but
people
then
that
it
thrive
They
like
depends.
like
that.
it.
That's why I told you that this culture of teaching women that virginity is a flex, not a choice. Teaching women that they should stay virtuous. It makes them comfortable with toxic people because now they're like, he's the one that will push me out of my comfort zone. I really want to have sex, but like, I wouldn't be virtuous if I started it. So like, do you get where it's coming from? It's
Yeah.
not healthy in the long run to make women think that them stopping themselves from experiencing the adult experience makes them better than most women. Do you know some women are so delusional that they will see a woman who is achieving a lot in her life and they think that their biggest advantage over her is that they've never had sex? Like, do you really think that all your worth is down there?
Right.
All the things that you are
Right.
worthy, that makes you worthy, is that. That's sad because you were taught.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. Virginity is not a flex as much as sleeping with all the women in Lagos is not a flex. Because if virginity is a flex, then men sleeping with all the women is a flex. Because what about that nonsense padlock and no padlock theory? It's all trash. The real things that matter is how you're able to impact your life and people around you. That is it. Oh, yeah, nobody cares what you're doing with your privates, honestly. As long as you're trying to stay healthy, as long as you're only associating with the people that pour into you as a person, those things don't actually hold so much weight in society. They shouldn't, though. They do, but they shouldn't.
This is why I said at the end of the day, you blame parents. Because proper advice from your parents
Helps.
Like
It
I
helps.
understand,
And the
I
parents
understand some
blame
people
their
are
parents.
possessed.
That's the
I understand
problem.
some
So
people
it's
are
a
possessed.
cycle.
I understand some people are possessed. Some girls just want to have fun. Let me just put it like that.
I feel you.
But at the same time, your parents should do like a good 80%. Like they will
It's
do
like-
a
it's
lot.
like let's say-
Starting from you when you're a baby. Imagine as a
And
baby,
you know
your
what?
mom has
When
already
you educate
started-
yourself
come
now,
on.
you become that parent that can do that 80%. That's why I say educating yourself is not a thing about me. I'm not into books, so me, I'm not into Googling. Me, I'm not into all those things. I beg me, I'm a
Watch
flex
this
girl.
podcast.
Me, I like to just have fun. Stop that. Educate yourself. Like, try and
Yeah.
find out what's going on around you.
Like, in as much as you can blame parents, I mean, now you're an adult
Yeah.
or you're a teenager.
Yeah.
You have to
Educate yourself.
It's like that saying where it's like you can force the horse to do like river,
but
you
you
can't
can't
force it to
the
drink
river,
water. Like it's like I mean, like, that's literally how I say it. Because, like, when people are like, yeah, it's the parents, I'm like, not exactly. Because the parents, like, it's like pastor's children.
Yeah.
I mean, a pastor has literally trained their child to be, like, righteous and be good and cover.
And they are the worst of the worstest for a reason.
Exactly.
Because those are ideals that are not normal. Let me tell you, I feel like human beings should have room to make mistakes. Enough room where they make mistakes and they don't have to feel like they should kill themselves for those mistakes. And I feel like that culture where you see pastors' children are always wayward is from that pressure to be perfect.
Yeah.
It's not normal to tell someone that they should be perfect. That's why I said telling people things like, don't ever do this, don't ever do that. Things that are predisposed human nature, like it's going to eventually occur. Like, let me tell you something. All of us here have stolen something at one point or the other. It's human nature. Like, it's a mistake. So it's but it's a mistake. So it's like there should be room to say, when you make this mistake, put the effort to correct it. I'm not saying if you make this mistake, come on, you'll be the worst for this life. There's nothing going on for you that will make you a better person. Like, that culture is so draining, it's so toxic. It makes people feel so bad about themselves that they start feeling a need to go out there and hurt other people, so that it's like it gives them a sense of, oh, well, we are all like that. It's nice.
Yeah.
Do you understand where I'm coming from? So,
Mali, I have a question for you. Can you date a married man?
No.
Why?
I feel like growing up, right? I saw my dad. Well, I won't call it zone out, but I saw my dad not be a part of my life as much as he could have been if he wasn't involved in certain things. And I feel like whenever I tell myself that it's okay for me to be with a married man and date this married man, then it also means that I don't feel bad for my inner child. Because I feel like a lot of married men, that time that they're using to chase these younger girls and date these younger girls, it's taking away time from their kids.
Facts.
Yeah.
And now I'm not even talking about the wife, because that one is getting affected as well.
But
then
kids.
it hurts. And it's like, no, it's not my go-to, no. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So I feel like dating a married man, it's something that you have to think of as, oh, what about you when you were a kid? Like, how did that make you feel when your dad couldn't show up for stuff that he could have shown up for because he was too busy on a getaway with some random woman? And it's not even your mom. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because your mom, like, I feel like when men are outside their marriage, the relationship starts to suffer. Yeah. And then the children start to suffer.
And then parents always feel like children don't see, but they do see. They go through it. Because, like, it's a thing where it's like, I genuinely feel like, you know how, like, when you grow up and you feel like you're the reason why, like, your parents can't experience love again? That kind of comes from, like, a place of, like, that's very heartbreaking.
Damn.
But, like, genuinely, I feel like one of the reasons, like, I am so hard on myself is because I feel like I'm one of the reasons why, like, my mom can't experience love again. And it's a thing where it's like, it's like you hear men say, oh yeah, I can't date that woman because she has a child already. And I know that's probably what she's going through, because her generation, that's what, like, men of her generation are thinking. And it's a thing where it's like, I just, like, why? Like,
and you know that culture makes a lot of men see getting a woman pregnant as a means to trap that woman, forgetting that the child now suffers the consequences.
You don't have
Not
to.
necessarily because the woman hates them, but because the way human beings are, I feel like one person should not be raising a child. And it's always easier when the two people involved in raising that child have a partnership.
Even takes a community to raise a child.
Yeah, that's why marriage exists.
Okay,
I feel like it's also there to cater for the things that come out of marriage, like children.
But, you know, nowadays, it's very hard to see a husband and wife that they are not happy, they have a child, and they are still going to stay in that marriage. So what are you going to say they should do?
They're doing it for the children. But then please leave the marriage.
Okay, they should leave the marriage.
God.
But then you just said that it's better for a child to be raised by both parents.
It's better, but with love. And understanding, not with hatred. And you know that, because it's so weird if you know that your mommy cooks every day and your daddy doesn't sit down on the dining table to eat food with you, and every morning he's out before you have gone to bed, he doesn't come back, you have gone to bed, like, you barely see your dad. Why are you still there? Because you're not my dad anymore. Like, you've gone. Like, because I mean, like, what relationship do we now have? Apart from the fact that I know I have a daddy that used to, like, pay my school fees, and if I want to go to London every summer, then I can go.
That's
then
a
why are
two-way
you
street.
still there. Because you can do all of these things, but not to be married to this woman. Because you're not just tying her down. You guys are tying each other down. You can actually
are
be
very
happy.
absent too.
Yeah, actually.
Some men are very absent too
Very
from their
true.
children's lives.
Very, very true. And then funny thing is like when these men traumatize like mothers that are still like in the marriage, they tend to traumatize their children because it's not like you're a product of what me and this man are.
Yeah.
And it's like
You can
I
even
hate
let me tell you. Do you know that a lot of people that I've met who grew up with just their mom or just their dad, and they have like, well, like I don't want to use that term. It's very demeaning, but like people who grew up with
Daddy
single
issues?
parents, no, single parents, people who grew up with single parents. A lot of them I've had conversations with, and they'll tell me things like, I swear there was one day my mom was telling me that I'm mad at my dad, that this thing I'm doing is like my dad. So is that hatred that you have for, because that's your 50-50 of your parents. So that hatred you have for that person, that partner you have, it extends
to the child.
on any part of your child that looks like that partner. And that's why when you want to pick a partner to have children with, you should actually take your time to know if you can like this person enough. Like, not even about marriage now, but like liking someone enough to have children with them is a big deal. Because I feel like in our society today, we are still carelessly having children. And that's why people are coming out traumatized as hell, crazy, lunatics. Like, yeah, because they're coming from homes where they didn't cater for them before they got here. You cater for your children before you have them. Catering for them means doing the self-work. Catering for them means taking your time with your partners. Catering for them means being okay with being alone till you find people who are good for you. Not just so scared of being lonely that you settle for anything. So scared of being broke that you settle for anything.
I
Because now
have
your
this
children,
person that feels like
they pay the price.
he's in a relationship. He's still married to his wife because she's a great business partner. And I'm like, the fuck? Like, you can still do all of this like outside marriage. And he's like, yeah, like she's actually an amazing person. And I'm like, okay,
Do they
so
have
like,
kids?
no, I'm so happy they don't.
Strategic. Strategic.
I'm happy they don't. Because it's like, you can do all of these things and not be in a marriage. You can have businesses and not be in a marriage. Why? Because like, it's also a thing where it's like women will always know when you're cheating. Like it's guts.
And that's
Are you
that
for
thing.
real?
Do you
I
know
don't
why?
think
Do you
so.
know why they're probably in a marriage? Do you know why
We
they're
might not
probably in a
know who
marriage?
or when, but we know that you are not here again.
You know they're probably
Same
in a
shit.
marriage because like that's the best way he can get what he wants from her. Like, you know how society has
True,
programmed
true,
women
true.
to think that this marriage thing is one title, one great achievement. That if you can't offer me marriage, then why should I tell you these business tricks? Why should I be your business partner? If you can offer, like, in a way, it's possible that she has given him hints that she will only be her best or give him his 100%, her 100% when she's married to him.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, you only give me and I'm married to you. Okay, I'll marry you now. Not be marriage. I mean, you want marriage, you will get it. Do you understand? So now, because it is seen as a thing for women need to get over this thing where you plan your life around being married.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
bruh.
you should want to be married. Like, getting married
You
is
can
beautiful.
literally have children
but don't
outside
plan your
marriage.
life
Do you
around
know?
it like it's the pinnacle of your life. Because low-key, we women are taught to see it as the prime of our life. When we finally get chosen by a man. And we now have worth. We're now finally humans. It's sad. It's very sad.
Yeah.
But we are taught like that. That's why you teach them to be virgins so that they can get a man. Do you understand? So
See, I
they
have a
become an
question for you.
asset.
It's the same way I asked Malia if she could marry. I mean, she could date a married man. Can you date a married woman?
Wow.
Be fucking for real.
I don't know.
You don't know.
It's complicated.
It's complicated for real.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, I grew up in a broken home, so a married woman coming after me just means that husband is not treating her right. And I mean, if I have time on my hands,
I'll do my best.
I'll try. No problem.
Don't you now think she's a predator?
Yeah, definitely she's a predator. But like, as old as I am, if you,
It's still a predator, do you know? Predator doesn't have like an age.
I know, but then I think I'm mature enough to know what is bad and what is good. So if a predator comes from me right now, I'm not saying I would accept her, invite and all. But if she comes from me right now and I did accept it, it means that I'm just interested in what she wants to give. That's just me wanting it now.
The sound is very nerve-wracking. It's, yeah.
So your answer to the question is that it's complicated.
It's
Yeah.
complicated, yeah. It's complicated.
And so like half of you doesn't feel bad?
Feel bad that what?
Like feel bad?
For what?
Because what if her husband is genuinely a nice husband?
For why?
What if she has children?
What if?
I'm sorry, but I'm not thinking about all that.
So, like, what point of view are you coming from if you're not thinking about, like, her husband and her children?
I'm thinking about my own personal gain.
What is your personal gain dating a married woman?
What she's bringing. You have to be
table.
offering something. You can't just be coming to me with nothing. What are you bringing?
What are you bringing to the table?
I feel you guys.
Can you date a married man?
No, sorry.
Why?
I can't even date somebody that, like, I can't do anything with somebody that has a girlfriend, talk less of even being married.
Why?
I just feel like it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much in the sense that I don't want this to be done to me. And I heavily believe in karma. Like, I believe in karma so bad. I believe, like, it might not reach you now, but when it does reach you, damn. And
what about people
So
that
if you're ever
don't-
comfortable with it reaching you?
I'm not. That's like, do you
Okay,
know
what
what that
about
is?
people that-
Because then cheating already, like, is like, they've yeah.
What about people that don't cheat, that don't date married men, but it still happens to them?
Like, they
What did they do?
good.
What did they do to deserve it? Because see, let me tell you how I
Do
see
you know
life.
what's funny?
I see
It
life
can be your
like
parents' karma.
I
It
agree.
can be your parents' karma.
True. You suffer for your father's sins, yeah.
That is happening to you?
Yeah.
No, me, I'm not suffering from my father's
No,
sins.
I'm sorry, but it's in the
It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a
You
thing.
suffer
though.
for your father's sins.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
It's really a thing.
I mean, like,
Yes.
if I don't believe it hard enough, it won't come to me. Yeah, that's how much I believe in my thought process.
So yeah, I can't date a married man. I can't even talk to a married man. I can't even date someone that has a girlfriend.
Oh no, I can talk to one. No.
Sorry.
Actually, I can talk to one. I don't know if I can do it
this
because I've
part
never
is the
had the
now, it's not the
opportunity.
past.
When I say
That
talk,
is-
I mean like proper, like entertain their whole, the flirting phase, the talking stage. I no go even reach that line. What do they do? And they see your page and they follow you for Instagram. They see you, they post your wife and children. You guys,
Yeah.
come off it.
You can
like,
do it for cruise.
not really cruise. Sorry, if I want to do cruise, I know what to go and meet. Like, what is this? What? So, because that was another thing. Is a thing where it's like you're married. I'm now here. You're just using me. Like you now still go back to your wife at home. You not tell her, honey, I love you. I love the kids. Like, sorry, no. It's
I feel like whenever men have their wife and children on their page and they text me, I'm like, hey, my husband should not post. This thing is so
I
embarrassing.
see these things all the time.
So it's such a
This is one of
disgrace.
the reasons why I don't get
I'm not
married.
scared of you posting. No, I feel like I will definitely get married. But like now, I was like, don't if
Don't post.
if you're gonna cheat,
That's
don't
how
post
young
me.
children will
Yeah.
now do
Please
that.
don't post me. It's so
Young girls that you're
embarrassing.
sliding into their DMs will now be looking at me and be pitying me like,
It's so embarrassing.
And she's fine,
Once, 120-year-old now be like, so this is his wife. Hey, these are the kids, young children. Like, it's so embarrassing. Stop
she
disgracing
was a
us.
babe. Oh.
Cheat with your own identity alone. Don't carry us along. Go alone. Don't post us. You already, like, if you loved us so much, you were so proud of us, you wouldn't be putting us in that kind of embarrassing situation. So just cheat by yourself. Maybe they post their wife to show their wife that they're so loyal.
But you know what's funny?
That
We
person
say
does
this,
not
but then we
guarantee
forget that
anything.
there's some people that are in open marriages.
I feel that concept is rubbish. Like, what are you guys
In
actually
Nigeria,
even doing?
this country that we're living in,
That's the
there are only
biggest
4,
joke.
and the 4, 2 are quarreling. 2, they are fighting right now. Those who kill themselves. In Nigeria, that open marriage thing, I don't think it's very common. I feel like
It's common, though, but it's on a low.
Yeah.
It's on a low. You won't know because you're not in
Yeah.
it. They
Yeah.
do contracts for all these kind of
Interesting.
things.
Facts.
like paper.
Like
You
with the
sign
side
now.
chick, yeah.
What is going on?
You shall not
I
catch
thought it was all
feelings
about love.
in the period of
Yeah.
time that we are knocking.
Why?
But I feel like it's a joke. Like,
No.
no. You know,
If
but
I
then
can
again,
do, if
you know,
I can do something to
Muslims
somebody outside the
can marry
marriage,
multiple like women. Like you can have multiple. Let me not say partners, wives, and all. So that's why they kind of make
Which
it
is
seem
disturbing.
okay to do open marriages.
I can't even. I feel like if my husband wants to get a second wife, I would leave.
Facts. If my wife told me that she wanted, like, that means I'm not performing well.
Peace out.
That's just what it means, and I'm
Love
done.
you. Mwah. Kisses.
Oh, I'll try and perform
Like,
better.
no, I'm going to leave. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry, no matter what. Because it's like women, we try to like suppress our feelings and we try to act like we're so good and we're like, we would be like we're tough. But no matter how tough you want to act, you know that this thing is paining you. The fact that your husband has a wife for each day of the week.
Sarah.
Like,
Draw a line. You have to draw a line somewhere.
like, so the day of the week that is now my own, on Monday, he will now come to the house. If it's me, I'll just be looking at you and all I'm picturing is...
But it's
orders.
also a psychological thing where the day that she's chosen that week, she's like,
she will overperform.
I am the hottest wife. I always knew it.
Or she now
It's
say,
a grooming
I can't wait
thing.
to overperform.
The women that have agreed to be a part of this have been groomed to be comfortable with it too. So now it is your education that is making you find it difficult to stay too.
So I have this friend that like is like the third wife.
Hey.
And like every day that is her day, my guy will do kayamata.
They really do that day thing?
Yes, it did.
You didn't know.
Because
They rotate it.
Wives,
Yes.
No, like wives can't stay in the same house now. So you have like the one that's obviously, and there's always the favorite wife, and there's the first wife. The first wife is the most respected.
Yeah.
Then the favorite wife is probably like the newest wife.
Yeah.
And then like there's just.
That is so demeaning.
But yeah, before we go, I actually want to know like your craziest experiences in Lagos.
Sexually?
No, just craziest. Anything. You can give us sexually, you can give us nonsense. Anything that is crazy for you.
Okay, so let me tell you, you know that experience I was telling you about where the guy told me, because this topic is about pedophiles and predators.
Malia called me that day.
Let me tell you that experience. I was so proud of myself that day. Let me tell you what happened. I hope he's watching this. I'm not going to paint the story like to suit my... I'll tell you how it happened. So after that thing where he was like, this outfit, this is what you usually wear. I was like, oh, come around. Because my friend introduced me to him. And she was telling me like, this man, he's very wealthy. He's doing well for himself. Or you should get to know him. It's like, who knows? He might help me tomorrow. And then I'm talking to this man and he's like, he said, come. He tries to spin me around. And I'm like, and then he tries to grab my ass. And I'm like, hey, that's uncomfortable for me now. Like, I just got here. Let me
relax.
settle.
Yeah.
Let me know you. You know? If it's like that, the bartender should have touched my ass too. It's weird. So, and then he's like, looking at me like, why are you resisting? And I'm like, why do you find it weird that I am resisting? That is a problem.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So I was like, this man is already doing this one, I have skill. And then next thing, we're talking and he was like, you seem like somebody that is wild. I've noticed it from your acts. And I'm like, wild? What do you mean? He said, you seem like someone that would be very difficult to tame into the right direction. Sorry, not tame. I feel like you... I was like, interesting. And I was like, let me tell you something. I was like, let me tell you something. I don't get where you get this pride from. That's what he was telling me. Now, who do you think you are? And I was like, you that brought me here. Don't you know who I am, boy, brought me here? So you bring strangers to your space. That's what you do. That's what I asked him. And I was like, no, because you're acting as if you know people who are more than... Who do you know? I want to know the people you know. I said, bring out your phone. So I want to see the babes you know. I feel like sometimes in your life, once in a while, match their energy.
True.
Because you will leave that room feeling liberated. Fight for your voice. Because those people, once they oppress you, the next time it comes again, you allow yourself to be oppressed. Why? Because you feel he has money. To what end? He has money. Is it in your pocket? Is it in your pocket? No. It's not in my pocket. You're insulting me. I will tear your clothes. You get? Because it's not in my pocket. It's not in my pocket and you're insulting me already. No, that's not right. So I was like, no, if you put millions in my pocket, you can insult me. You can insult me.
No, don't say that.
No. It's not insult. Have you heard anybody die of insult? No. Because he didn't put the millions he has was not in my pocket. So why is he insulting me? It's like any other stranger insulting me. I was like, no, I will tear your clothes. Because you're just showing that you're from the ghetto. And I will represent. No, so I was like, see, the girls you know, because he was claiming who do you know. Me, I was like, bring the girls you know. I didn't even find. Let me see 30 girls that I like to control them. So I was not like, you. I feel like, let me say something, I don't feel like I can associate someone like you. I feel like your character, it doesn't work. Yes. I'm not making this up. This actually happened to me. I feel like your character, I hang out with people who are calm-headed, who know like what way they're going in life. I was like, me, I don't know where I'm going in life. Me, I'm Oloshi. He said, I don't think we can be friends. I said, okay, no problem. I said, I think you should leave, please. All right. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for having me. Got my bag. Started going downstairs. And then the bartender, the receptionist was like, ma, you just got here. Are you going? I was like, my sister, I'm going. They pursued me. I showed myself there and I'm going home. But I was so proud for standing up for myself.
When is the happened to my...
I called her now. I was like, this is not what never happened to me before. I didn't know I was going to stand up for myself. So I was shocked. I didn't know.
No, first Malia texted me. Says, I don't hear somebody's shit.
It was crazy.
Wait, did you actually get physical with him?
No, but I could see him like you know when
he was
go
boiling.
yes, this one was angry.
And he was shocked that you could disrespect
I was
him.
like, what are you
like
going
that.
to do? Like, what are you going to do? I'm an adult, you're an adult now. What are you going to do? Do you get?
Well, I haven't had an experience that crazy, but I have had a crazy one, yeah. So it was, I don't know what was happening this month or so. Women were texting me and they were asking me that, can they borrow my sperm to...
That's not that crazy?
Well, can they borrow my sperm? Like, they were mostly like single ladies that needed children. And they're like, can they just borrow my sperm that they will send me a contract and I'll sign that I will have I swear.
In
Lagos.
How much do you charge?
Wait now, so at first when I saw it, I was shocked. Like, is this really happening? So I was like, to play along at first, I was like, you know what? I shouldn't have done this, yeah. But I was like, you know what? Let me see the contract. Like, let me see what you're actually. Like, is this real? And there was a contract. Chuma sent the contract and she was like, I should sign, then we'll first meet up, have a meeting and everything. And when I saw that, oh, this woman is serious, I started feeling bad. Like, come on, this is somebody that is actually just looking for a child. And maybe she thinks you can help her, but you know you genuinely can't.
How much was she offering?
Let's not talk about that.
If the bar was enough, she would have done it.
No.
It's a very
I can't do that. No,
sensitive,
no.
like it's
No.
because those are your kids still.
Yeah, and there was a part in the contract that stated that I shouldn't reach out to the children ever again.
No,
So like,
that's so
I started
hard.
thinking, what happens when
That's hard.
what happens if, God forbid, I do not have children, and this is my only child? I would obviously want to go and meet
Even
my child,
if I
and then
have
you won't
40,
tell me.
that one child. I can't let any of my children go. Even if I had 50. No.
Anywho, I ended up
That's
not
a hard-
going
it's a
ahead
hard
with the
spot,
contract
yeah.
thing. I just told her that I couldn't help out.
Say, what about, can she look for other things you can do for her? Like maybe like, hair transplants, can offer other services.
I mean, I'm up for it.
Skincare routine.
Okay, so what's your advice surviving Lagos? What's your advice on surviving?
Educate yourself. Stop this thing where you're like, I'm not into educating I'm not into all this kind of stuff. I beg me, what I normally like, I like to just dance, I like to just listen to music. Stop. When you educate yourself, you save yourself a lot of trauma. You're already traumatized as it is, most likely.
Yeah.
Save yourself some more trauma. Because you see this, our stage now, this is the childhood of our 40s. So if you educate yourself, you're helping your older self. Yeah.
I feel everybody in Lagos needs therapy. Yeah. So if you're not getting therapy from a therapist, then you should have like friends you can talk to that are also, educated, that can give you proper advice. Sometimes you see that you talk to your friends and they're not really telling you shit. They're not saying anything that's important, anything that can help you. You're in a bad circle. Those people cannot help you. Any circle that can move you forward is not going to work out. So get therapy and maybe some deliverance at the end of the day.
And good friends.
I feel like my tip for surviving Lagos for today would probably be have protected sex, get test results.
No one nice sounds. Be careful with that.
Very careful.
Be careful with what
because
I
that's how people used to cast in this Lagos. Because Lagos is small.
Even casting, HIV. Casting is small now.
STD. Pregnancy.
Nah. Please be
But
careful.
yeah, those are my tips for surviving Lagos. Thank you guys so much for watching this
Thank
episode.
you guys for watching. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having me.
Bye guys. Love you.
Bye.